버튼을 누르자 시작된 녹화.
Don't look at me. This was your idea.
Today is January the 7th. This is my first diary entry. This is a video book, and everything I write down here, I'll record on this videotape, so my memory will live forever.
고작 12살밖에 되지 않는 샘이 영상을 찍는 이유, 그가 삶에 얼마 남지 않은 시한부였기 때문이었고, 삶의 기록은 이들의 가정교사 윌리스의 제안이었죠.
What's the point of being ill if I have to study?
Oh, it's your first day, Felix.
And it could be our last.
이야기는 철학적인 질문에서 시작됩니다.
How not to die? Come on then. Think of ways to live forever.
Get turned into a vampire and that's you.
Very good. Sam?
Get them to freeze you. Then in hundreds of years' time, a company will have found a cure for cancer and the secret to eternal life. Then they can defrost you.
What a load of rubbish.
또 다른 답을 제안하는 윌리스.
But there is something eternal we can leave behind. Works of art.
평소 책을 좋아하는 샘에게 자신의 이야기를 써보라고 제안한 윌리스.
I know you both like to read, she said to us. We like reading because there was no telly in the hospital.
Why isn't he going to school?
I don't have to go back to the hospital or to school because I'm going to die.
아빠 다니엘은 아직 아들의 병을 받아들이지 못했죠.
You ask them questions and they cough and change the subject.
그리고 계속되는 윌리스의 수업.
So, did you think about what I said, about writing your story?
Who's going to be interested in my story?
The tragic story of Sam McQueen and has to put up with hospitals with no television. Goodbye, friends. Loved ones.
Come on, we'll have no one dying on the sand. Come on. Well, I'd be interested in your story, Sam.
늘 샘의 옆을 지켜주는 절친 펠릭스. 두 사람이 처음 만난 곳은 병원이었습니다.
Questions nobody answers number 1. How do you know when you've died?
삶의 미련이 남지 않게 질문을 하고 답을 찾는 아이들.
Near-death experiences conclusions. The best thing about near-death experiences is being able to go to heaven and being famous. And Dale's poking you with pitchforks.
이번 영상은 서프샤크 VPN의 지원을 받아 제작되었습니다. 여러분, VPN이란 무엇일까요? 바로 클릭 한 방으로 여러분들의 위치를 전세계 원하는 곳으로 바꿔주는 동시에 민감한 개인정보를 숨겨주는 서비스입니다. 사실 이미 한국인들의 4분의 1은 VPN을 사용 중이거든요. 근데 또 이 중 절반 이상은 무료 VPN을 사용 중이라고 합니다.
공짜면 좋은 거 아닌가요?
무료 VPN도 먹고 살아야 하잖아요. 그러다 보니까 몇몇 무료 VPN 회사들은 여러분들의 소중한 개인정보를 제3자에게 팔아넘기고 영상의 흐름을 끊는 광고를 넣기도 하죠. 거기에 끔찍하게 느린 속도로 안 그래도 부족한 시간을 더 잡아먹습니다. 그런데 제가 소개해드리고 있는 이 서프샤크 VPN은 가성비면 가성비, 보안이면 보안, 속도면 속도, 모든 걸 다 잡은 갑벽한 친구죠. 업계 1위 속도로 끊김없이 컨텐츠를 즐기는 건 물론 이곳 저곳에서 털어가는 내 개인정보는 정부와 군사 부처에서 쓰는 암호화와 동일한 수준으로 여러분들의 개인정보를 꼭꼭 숨겨줍니다. 그리고 요즘 여행들 많이 가시잖아요. 근데 여행지에서는 국내 OTT 플랫폼을 사용할 수가 없습니다. 하지만 서브샤크 VPN만 있다면 언제 어디서든 사용할 수 있죠. 거기에 직구를 막아둔 브랜드까지 VPN을 사용하면 세일을 노려 저렴하게 구매할 수 있죠. 이렇게 VPN만 있다면 할 수 있는 것들이 다양해지지만 세상에 공짜는 없다고 유일한 단점은 유료라는 점인데요. 이 단점마저 없애드리기 위해 구독과 특가를 받아왔습니다. 더보기란과 고정 댓글에 있는 링크를 클릭하시거나 화면 속 QR코드를 찍어 접속하시면 바로 혜택이 들어가 12개월 이상 구독 시 한 달에 커피 한 잔 가격으로 저렴하게 이용할 수 있습니다. 거기에 추가로 우리 구독자분들에게만 드리는 혜택 4개월의 구독 기간을 더 얹어드립니다. 뿐만 아니라 동시 접속할 수 있는 기기도 무한이기 때문에 한 번의 구독으로 가족 친구들과 함께 이용하세요. 그런데 지금도 고민되신다고요? 30일간의 무료 체험 혜택도 드리고 있으니 무료 체험 후 결정해보세요. 엄마 아만다는 일요일에 성가대 활동만 할 뿐 그 외의 시간은 일까지 그만두고 쌤을 돌봐왔죠.
Dad never goes. He doesn't like talking about my illness. Dad is really clever, but I can never ask him one of my questions. Whenever somebody brings up the subject, Dad just coughs or simply says, "We're not going to talk about that."
드디어 자신에 관한 이야기를 쓰기 시작한 쌤.
What are you up to, Sam?
Homework?
You've suddenly got lots of homework, haven't you?
I've been writing all morning. He's putting this much effort into his homework. Don't you think it might be time for him to go back to school?
다른 아이들처럼 평범하게 살다 보면 다시 예전처럼 돌아갈 것이라고 생각하는 다니엘.
I don't want to go back to school. All the kids stare at me and ask how sick I really am and how come I get to go home when I'm tired.
병에 관한 이야기가 나올 때마다 이렇게 말다툼이 오가죠.
Look at Sam. Just look at.
Sam?
I hate nosebleeds. I hate them. I hate everybody fussing. Mum telling me what to do like I don't know already. And Dad not moving. Just standing there looking at me with that odd look on his face. As if I was an alien.
샘은 이런 순간조차 기록을 남기는 것을 멈추지 않습니다.
Things I want to do before I die.
삶의 희망을 잃어가는 아이들에게 버킷리스트를 작성해보라는 제안을 하는 윌리스.
Be a famous scientist. Find things out and write about them. Watch all the 18-rated horror films I'm not allowed to watch. Go up down escalators. Ride in an airship. Be a teenager and drink, smoke and have girlfriends.
See a ghost. Go up in a spaceship and see the stars. Break a world record. Are you going to do all these things?
There are only 2 things you can actually do on this list. Watch horror films and go up down escalators. All the rest is impossible.
Nothing is impossible for Felix Stranger.
일단 세계 신기록을 깨기 위해 벌레 빨리 먹기에 도전하죠.
The smallest nightclub in the world, 2.4 by 2.4 by 1.2 meters. We can beat that. Anyone can build a nightclub. What do you need?
두 사람만의 가장 작은 클럽이 개장됐습니다. 누가 보는 것도 아니고 누가 알아주는 것도 아니지만 아이들에겐 또 하나의 소중한 추억이 생겼죠.
Questions nobody answers number 2. Why does God make children get ill?
Because God doesn't exist.
Okay, number 2.
Number 2, he does exist, but he's secretly evil. He likes torturing kids for fun.
I'm not putting that. Number 3. God is like a big doctor. He makes people ill so he can make them better people, to make them less selfish.
Come on, Sam. Today's class is at Felix's house.
He doesn't care if you die because you just go to heaven where he lives anyway.
That's a load of rubbish.
That's what my mum says.
How does cancer make you better?
I don't know.
Alright, 4. There is no reason.
5. There is a reason. But we're too stupid to understand it.
펠릭스의 엄마가 집을 비운 사이
Now's our chance.
샘의 또 다른 소원인 공포 영화 보기를 시작합니다.
It was dead boring. We kept expecting monsters or demons to appear, but they didn't. The things on the table started moving about.
팝콘 던지기 5초 전
Felix, what are you thinking? It's a grown-up film.
Felix's mum didn't let us see the end.
At the end, she gets cured.
Deep down, I was glad you didn't let us see anymore, because there was something in it that made me really scared.
샘의 궁금증과 도전은 끝나지 않았죠.
Some more about my illness. I've had leukemia 3 times. They've given me chemotherapy twice. Leukemia always comes back. They think they've cured it, then it comes back. True facts. 85% of all people get cured. That's 8.5 out of every 10 people. That's most people. But with me, it always comes back.
남들이 보면 별거 아닌 것 같은 에스컬레이터 거꾸로 오르기. 하지만 샘은 이런 순간조차 최선을 다합니다.
What do you think you're doing? You're right. Are you okay?
Thank you.
그리고 다니엘은 샘의 글에 관심을 가지죠.
I'm writing a book. Well, a diary, kind of. Some bits I'm recording on video.
About you.
Yeah, about being ill and all that.
아이들의 이야기에 관심을 보인 다니엘.
Poems and rainbows, is it?
No.
Good.
펠릭스는 샘의 소원을 마저 이루어주기 위해 자신의 사촌인 케일리를 찾아갑니다. 그리고 그곳에서 샘의 첫사랑이 시작되죠.
I think I felt something like being a teenager for a minute. I had difficulty breathing and suddenly I really needed to go for a pee.
This is Sam. I brought him to see the pub. Can you let us in? Is Uncle Mick in?
He's upstairs, and I'm not supposed to show people around the bar.
Isn't she lovely? Sam, this is my cousin Kaylee. Kaylee, this is my friend Sam from the hospital.
그렇게 늦지 않게 어른의 맛을 보는 아이들.
That's 2 teenage things you've done now. Only 1 more to go.
No. No way.
Hey, Kaylee.
Yes, sir.
You know, if I dared you to do something, would you do it?
Depends.
You've got to kiss Sam. Give him a proper kiss on the mouth.
Felix!
I mean, no. At least not with you watching.
Questions nobody answers number 3. What would happen if somebody wasn't really dead and people thought they were? Would they get buried alive?
또 하나의 소원. 귀신 보기는 할머니가 해결해 줍니다.
One night, I saw
할아버지가 돌아가신 날 오랜만에 홀로 침대에 누웠던 할머니.
I felt your granddad's hand stroking my arm. He told me that he was really sorry. The last thing he said to me was that I mustn't be sad. Because he was fine.
And did you ever see him again?
No. But you did.
Me?
When Ella was born, you stayed at home with me. And one night, I heard you say, "Who's that man with a beard?" Well, I went running to your room.
And was anybody there?
No, but I could suddenly smell your grandfather's pipe in the air.
I didn't say, but suddenly I realized I remembered it all perfectly. Would that count as my wish to see a ghost?
No.
귀신을 보기 위해 외국식 분신사바를 제안한 펠릭스.
Is there anybody there?
You moved it!
I did not. Is Sam going to finish his book anytime soon?
그날 이후 더는 펠릭스를 만날 수 없게 됐죠.
Felix would have loved those iron filings exploding. But Felix didn't come to class today.
Sam.
What's happened to Felix?
Sam, Felix was taken into hospital this morning. An infection, Gillian said.
He'll be alright. You'll see.
며칠이 지나도 펠릭스의 소식은 들려오지 않습니다.
Pirate, you know the room's our phones.
You should call Felix's mum.
Gillian has enough to worry about without us bothering her.
It's not fair!
Sam!
결국 막무가내로 펠릭스의 부모님에게 전화를 거는 샘.
Hello? Hello? It's Mickey. It's me, Sam.
Mickey, hello.
Ask him!
Really sorry. Of course. Thanks, Mickey. And he's still very poorly. Mickey says that he's going to tell his mum that we rang, but there's not much point in visiting. He's sleeping a lot.
He was fine on Saturday. There was nothing wrong with him. Questions nobody answers number 4. Does it hurt to die?
얼마 뒤 다시 걸려온 전화.
Sam, Gillian says if you want to, she thinks maybe you should go to see him.
펠릭스와 만난 병원을 다시 찾은 샘.
Come on, I need a break. Let's go and have a cup of tea.
활발했던 펠릭스는 조용히 잠을 자고 있었죠.
Wake up. If you go, who's gonna grant me my wishes I still haven't fulfilled?
I just sat there like that, by his side. I knew I shouldn't have gone to find a nurse, or Mickey, or somebody. But I didn't. I just sat there, in silence.
그렇게 가족과 친구의 곁에서 세상을 떠난 펠릭스. 샘은 처음 겪는 친구의 죽음에 허망함을 느꼈고 이내 일기와 캠코더를 전부 버려버리죠.
I hate it! I hate it!
So do I, darling. So do I.
I can't remember how long we cried for, but then I realized just how much Mum wanted everything to be okay, and for me to be well again. But that wasn't something she could do.
펠릭스의 장례식장, 샘은 용기를 내 죽은 친구를 마주합니다.
I didn't feel scared when I saw Felix lying there dead. It was him, but he was stiff and sleeping, and cleaner than he looked in real life. He was cold, but not like when you stick your fingers in the snow and it's cold. He was cold like the coldness of statues. There was no warmth in him at all. Felix was empty.
펠릭스가 원한 힙한 장례식은 치러지지 않았죠.
Felix would like to have something like a savior, not this rubbish.
끝내 장례식장을 뛰쳐나가는 샘.
I was waiting for something to happen to Felix, similar to what happened to my gran with Grandpa. But what actually happened was even better.
Not bad.
Felix Stranger had granted me one last wish.
다니엘은 샘이 버린 일기와 캠코더를 주었습니다.
Questions nobody answers number 6. Why do people have to die?
삶을 포기하지 않고 써낸 일기와 작은 흔적이라도 남기기 위해 기록한 영상을 보게 된 다니엘.
What are you up to? Making another airship? Well, just so happens, by remarkable coincidence, that There's an article in today's newspaper about an airship in the Lake District.
이제는 얼마 남지 않았다는 걸 받아들였죠.
Thought you might want to cut it out for your book. I'll just leave it there.
그날 저녁 갑자기 고통을 호소하는 샘.
Sam? Are you okay? Are you okay? Wake
The really strange thing is that it was Dad who was there. Usually it was Mum.
아픈 와중에도 샘은 침착하게 아빠를 진정시키죠.
It's okay, don't worry. Don't worry.
Look at us. Which is the father and which is the son?
다행히 두 사람 다 진정이 됐습니다.
What was all that screaming about?
I was dreaming.
What about?
Don't know. I can't remember.
I was dreaming too.
What were you dreaming about?
About you. Without you.
Don't cry. Dad?
I'm here. I'm here.
다니엘은 일기와 캠코더를 샘에게 돌려주었고 다시 샘의 삶은 이어지죠.
Questions nobody answers, number 7. Where'd you go after you die?
So you're saying the only ones you haven't fulfilled are flying in an airship and seeing the stars from a spaceship. That means you've done all the others. All of them.
But I still have to do the one about being a scientist.
Well, this is a scientific study, don't you think?
Dad, aren't you going to be late for work?
No, I'm not going to work today. I think I've got the right to spend a day at home with my son.
샘이 자고 있는 사이에 무언가를 준비하는 다니엘.
What's this about an advert for Coca-Cola?
What did they say?
Nothing that made any sense. They gave me an address and told me they'd be waiting for you there in an hour.
Come on, Sam, better hurry up.
I don't want to go through a Coca-Cola advert.
Oh, yes, you do.
Some things in life are perfect from start to finish, but you don't know that until you've lived them.
한참 달려 도착한 곳.
An airship.
An airship that's waiting to take us for a spin.
아들을 위해서라면 뭐든 할 수 있었던 다니엘. 샘에게 최고의 순간을 선물합니다.
Some things are perfect from start to finish. My list of the best things in the world. Going up down escalators, beating world records with Felix Stranger, flying in an airship with Dad, making things explode with Mrs. Willis, a kiss from Kaylee.
하지만 없는 이만 못한 씨는 여전히 잔인했죠.
The immune medication doesn't seem to be doing much anymore. Should we talk to Bill? Try something else?
Annie, I want to hear it.
If the medication isn't working, there isn't a whole lot else we can offer at this stage.
But I thought Bill said we'd have a year.
Up to a year.
We're supposed to just stop, just like that.
No one is going to force either of you to do anything you don't want to.
I want to stop. I don't want to be taking stupid stuff that doesn't do anything. My body went all tense expecting Mum to go off on one, but she didn't. She just nodded.
샘을 위한 선택을 한 가족들.
It could be anything up to 2 months, or maybe only a couple of weeks.
We were supposed to get a year.
Mum, please don't cry. I'll tell him up there that it's just not good enough. When I see him.
Tell him we want our money back.
오늘은 정말 펠릭스가 간절했던 샘.
Oh well, I thought it was less. Do what you want. Make the most of it.
There isn't anything else I want.
I thought you wanted to go up in a spaceship and see the stars.
It's impossible.
Shut up. Wimp. Come on, I dare you.
Questions nobody answers, number 8. Will the world still be here when I'm gone?
남은 시간을 허투루 보낼 틈이 없었습니다.
That was my last class. We spent it making birds. We made a blackbird for Annie, a sort of an owl for Dad, and a sparrow for Mum.
남은 가족들에게도 추억을 선물하는 샘. 그때 갑자기 찾아온 켈리.
Let's go.
Where to?
To a spaceship I want to show you.
All of a sudden, I didn't know if I was dreaming or if it was all real. But just in case, I didn't want to try and find out.
오직 둘만의 우주선에서 우주를 선물하는 켈리.
Have you done all those wishes on your list then?
That's what I'd like to do again. When I'm gone, will you think of me now and again?
I'm going to do something much better. I'm going to plant a tree from heaven, in the last place we kissed. The flowers that grow in the cracks in the concrete.
People sent me tons of cards. but I wasn't interested in any of it. I only wanted to watch Mum and Dad, and Ella, and Annie too, to store them up and keep them in my memory. This time when I fell asleep, I had a dream. I dreamt I was in Mum and Dad's bed. They only let me sleep there when I was really ill. But I wasn't ill anymore.
샘은 이제 천천히 이별을 준비 중입니다.
I love you.
I know you do.
영화 12살 샘은 드라마 장르의 작품으로 셀리 니콜스의 동명의 소설을 원작으로 제작되었습니다. 원스 어폰 어 타임의 피터팬으로 유명한 로비 켈과 옐로우 재킷 아케인 징크스로 꾸준히 활동 중인 엘라 퍼널이 함께 출연한 작품이기도 하죠. 사실 저는 이 작품이 정말 대단하다고 생각해요. 그 이유는 굉장히 철학적인 질문을 하면서 그 물음의 답을 아이의 시선에서 하고 있기 때문입니다. 죽음은 무엇인가와 같은 굉장히 철학적인 질문을 건드리는 것에 주저하지 않으면서 아이들의 시선, 12살 아이가 할 수 있는 대답의 틀을 벗어나지 않습니다. 영화의 톤은 굉장히 가볍지만 그 안에 메시지는 굉장히 무겁죠. 그래서 이 작품의 가장 큰 매력이라고 한다면 결말이 눈에 훤하지만 이 아이에게 제발 심파 같은 기적이 일어났으면 하는 바람이 동시에 생겨요. 물론 그대로 가지 않고 굉장히 절제된 톤의 결말을 보여주지만요. 그리고 저에게 가장 깊은 생각을 하게 했던 질문은 신은 왜 아이들을 아프게 할까였습니다. 이것에 관한 답을 좀 오래 고민했는데 만약 신의 계획에 이 아이의 죽음이 있었다면 이 잔인한 계획에 따를 생각이 사라지고 신의 실수라면 그 신에 대한 믿음이 사라질 것이며 신의 개입이라면 신이 머물지 않길 바라게 되더라고요. 이렇듯 저는 삶의 미련이 남고 원망만 남는 대답밖에 나오지 않았는데 샘은 이 모든 질문에 성숙한 대답을 내놓죠. 이 영화를 보다 보면 샘의 대답을 보다 보면 사람이 나이가 들어서 성숙해지는 것이 아니라 죽음에 가까워질수록 성숙해지는 것이라는 또 한 번의 생각이 전환되기도 했습니다. 여러 가지로 굉장한 영화였네요. 철학적인 질문을 던지며 작품이 가진 톤을 잃지 않는 섬세함, 아이의 시선에서 바라본 죽음에 관한 이야기, 영화 12살 샘 강력하게 추천해드리면서 저는 이만 인사드리도록 하겠습니다. 가시기 전에 구독과 좋아요 한 번씩 부탁드립니다. 오늘도 찾아와 주셔서 너무너무 감사해요. 지금까지 영화를 그리는 신기의 누설이었습니다.
Sam died on the 4th of April at 5 o'clock in the morning, more or less. Sam's death was A. peaceful. He was A. at home. The people with him were A. his whole family. The weather was C. in between. Sam died peacefully in his sleep. He was in no pain.
Things I want to happen once I'm dead.
I want them to play Kasabian songs at my funeral, none of that classical music crap.
I want my funeral to be fun. People shouldn't go dressed in black. If you're sad when you think of me, then how are you going to remember me? But you can't just forget about me either. Someone has to remember me now and again.
Cold night, starlight, we are not alone. Cold night, starlight, we are not alone. We're together on our own. I learned to walk when I was one, without a crutch to lean upon. I had to relearn everything. My legs were weak without the wings, but I'm stronger now. My mind is free. Control.